Public service announcement from Safety First Training Network. Maryland's sensitive places carry law, what it is, what changed, and what it means for you. There's been a lot of confusion about where you can and cannot legally carry a firearm in Maryland. A recent federal court ruling clarified some things, changed others, and left the rest in place. Here's the plain English breakdown. What is the sensitive places law? Maryland has a law that bans carrying firearms in certain locations the state calls sensitive places. The idea is that even licensed, law-abiding carriers are prohibited from carrying in specific areas the state considers high risk or public-facing. This law applies even if you have a valid Maryland wear and carry permit. What places are still off-limits to carry? The court upheld most of the law, meaning Maryland can enforce bans on carrying firearms in places such as government buildings, schools and school grounds, hospitals and healthcare facilities, public transportation and transit facilities, state parks and state forests, stadiums, museums, casinos, racetracks, amusement parks, locations that sell alcohol for on-site consumption, within 1,000 feet of a public demonstration, protest, or rally. Bottom line, if you carry into these places, you are likely committing a crime, even with a permit. What part of the law was struck down? One major provision was ruled unconstitutional. Maryland cannot automatically ban you from carrying on private property that is open to the public, such as stores, restaurants, or businesses, unless the owner has clearly prohibited firearms. What this means? Carrying is allowed by default on private property open to the public. Property owners still have the right to prohibit firearms. If a business posts no firearms signage or directly tells you not to carry, you must comply. This is a major change and a win for permit holders. What was reinstated after being blocked before? 2 restrictions that were previously stopped by a lower court are now back in effect. The 1,000-foot buffer around public demonstrations, the ban on carrying in places that sell alcohol. These are enforceable again. What does this mean for everyday carriers? Here's the practical takeaway. Having a permit does not mean you can carry everywhere. You must actively know where sensitive places are. Private businesses are no longer off-limits by default, but posted signs matter. Alcohol-serving locations are high-risk legal zones. Protests, rallies, and demonstrations are automatic no-carry zones. Ignorance of the law will not protect you from arrest or charges. Carrying a firearm is a serious responsibility. Maryland's laws are complex, actively changing, and aggressively enforced. Staying informed isn't optional. It's part of carrying legally and responsibly. If you carry, you must train beyond marksmanship. Legal knowledge is part of defensive readiness. Stay safe, stay smart, stay legal.